Melanie, or as people call her, Mommy Melanie. You know, she's a Spotlight Scout, and normally Spotlight Scouts you just skip. But should you make an exception this time and scout for her? Or maybe not. In this video, we discuss that. So with that said, let's get talking. Cue the intro. Yo, 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 this is Sol, also known as SPL Gamma, also known as Spatial Gamma, also known as Grunt, the artist Team Skull Grunt. And this is Pokemon Masters EX, guys, where we talk about the second Spotlight Scout, or the third sync pair that comes out in this October update of Pokemon Masters EX, which is, of course, Melony and Lapras. Now, if you haven't, before we start, guys, so if you haven't hit the thumbs up yet, kindly do it for me, as it really helps with the YouTube algorithm. It just takes a second to do, but it brings a huge impact. As well as, if you've been around watching my videos and you haven't subscribed yet, kindly make this the video where you subscribe. Finally subscribe to the channel. And let me know in the comment section as well what you think about our support sync pair, which I have a lot of good things to say about Melony and Lapras. One of the reasons is because I've been waiting for her for a very long time. Probably not Melony herself, but I've been waiting for G-Max Lapras for a very long time. So again, this is the third sync pair that comes out in this update. This is not limited, as I said. This is a Spotlight Scout, and they end together with GORDIE on October 24. Their banners are gone. The last day you can scout is October 23, at least for Asia time. And then whatever banner comes out after the 23rd, you will be able to get them. So technically, if we follow this timeline, we should be able to have a little chance of getting them in the Pokemon Masters Day Happy Scout. They should be there. But you know, Pokemon Masters might make an exception and blah blah blah. And then we have, followed by Melony, we have 2 days from her, we got Victor, who is another Pokefair Scout who needs 5 out of 5. That's 5 copies in order to unlock the full sync grid. But again, you do not need to unlock the full sync grid if you do not want to. There are also no requirements in the game that require you to unlock a grid even further than 1 out of 5, unless there are some stages which really help with that. But you do not need 1, or you do not need 2, 3, 4, 5 copies just to make things clear. But you know, for completionists like me, it's an irritating thing, which I'm gonna discuss in another video. And just wait for it, because I'm trying to compose my thoughts, trying to relax first before talking, before ranting, because I want it to be a non-biased, you know, video and discussion about that. And then after him, 10 days after, we got Fall Iris, a very good poison type tech sync pair with Poison Zone. We're gonna discuss them in another video, followed by Fall Alistair, support sync pair. And currently, as of the moment, we have SYGNA WALLY, who is a Pokefair as well, requiring 5 out of 5 to unlock the full grid. So technically, GORDIE and Melony are the only non-limited units, permanent units in Pokemon Masters. So keep note of that, guys. So we move on. This is what, or rather, if you want a clear, in-depth, not really that in-depth, but if you want a summarized discussion for everyone, you can check out my October sync pairs Who to Scout for video, where I discuss each one in brief, although it's not a brief video. But I'm gonna make an individual analysis for everyone. Just wait for it. GORDIE and SYGNA WALLY are already out once this video comes out, so check them out if you're interested. So, this is Melony, and this is her sync move. Thank you to Absol-utely for this video, by the way. Poor Lucario. Justice for Corina's Lucario. We already have Justice for the other Lucario. Anyway, that's not the sync move. That's the max move. That's G-Max Resonance, guys. And what G-Max Resonance does is that it applies both physical damage reduction and special damage reduction. And I could not emphasize how good this is. But before that, let's talk about her other moves first. We got Ice Beam, which is a 2-move gauge single target attack, which has a 10% chance of making the opponent frozen. We got Safeguard, which applies the status condition effect or defense effect to the allied field of play. That means you will not be hit by, you will not fall asleep, get poisoned, get paralyzed, get burned, get frozen when this is active for everyone. Sing, 1 target, 50% accuracy, I think, and puts the opponent to sleep. 1 target. And then I Won't Hold Back is her trainer move. Raises the special defense of everyone as well as raises the critical hit rate of everyone by 1. You can use this twice, and by using this twice, you get to raise everyone's special defense plus 4 and critical hit rate plus 2. And then, aside from that, her max moves 2 max guards as well as G-Max Resonance. Again, we have just discussed that. And then her sync move, Chilling Invitation, Frost Beam. As a support sync pair, which I forgot to mention this, I think, support sync pair, not exactly expecting multipliers here, so no multipliers here. Passive skills, you got 3 interesting new ones. You got Persisting Shield 5, you have Persisting Barrier 5, you have Persisting Immunity 5. And what this does is that it extends not only the physical damage reduction, but the special damage reduction, but the status condition defense effect to the allied field of play. Now, if any other sync pair brings in physical damage reduction, special damage reduction, status condition defense, this will also trigger. So, take note of that. So, you know, you got, for example, whatchamacallit, you have Light Screen with Cygnus or with Lyra, you have Reflect with Sabrina, you know, all these will trigger Melony's abilities if Melony is on the team. Now, Persisting Immunity, you can trigger this twice using Melony because you can use Safeguard 2 times. But Persisting Shield and Persisting Barrier for physical damage reduction and special damage reduction, you can only trigger this once after you use G-Max Resonance, when you use Melony only. But again, if you use other sync pairs, this will also trigger. But I feel that you do not need to do that. In fact, Melony is enough for a lot of situations. And what I mean by this is, let's just look at her sync grid, which is completely, in my opinion, unnecessary. Because at 1 out of 5, you get Snow Shelter, not get hit by Sandstorm. You got Hasty Hail at 2 out of 5, Healing Hail, which if it's Sandstorming, you get to speed up the move gauge and heal yourself. I Won't Hold Back MP Refresh 2 is a good one because it can not only raise your critical hit rate plus 3 instead of plus 2 with 1 MP Refresh, but it also gives you special defense, additional plus 2, maximizing everyone's special defense. Max Guard, Max Barricade Buddies 2 is, I think, unnecessary because with an I Won't Hold Back MP Refresh 2, you can already max out everyone's special defense. Raising Rain 2 and Refreshing Rain 1 is basically if you choose to make it rain instead of make it hail, this will also recover your HP as well as speed up the move gauge. Safeguard move gauge Refresh 9, basically after you use Safeguard, you get to recover 1 move gauge, as well as MP Refresh 2 to prevent yourself from getting burned, paralyzed, sleep, poison, frozen. Stalwart special defense cannot be lowered. And a sync or a max nuke tile for G-Max Resonance, making it more powerful. 3 out of 5, you get I Won't Hold Back all wrapped up 1, so that you can not only just raise your special defense, but also raise everyone's special attack stat. I Won't Hold Back Precision Pulse 1, also raise everyone's accuracy stat when you use I Won't Hold Back. Ice Beam Hostile Environment 2, basically adds another 20% chance of making the opponent frozen. So I think that's going to be a 30% chance instead of a 10% chance of freezing the opponent when you use Ice Beam. Recuperation 1, if you use your sync move every single time, you get to recover a little bit of HP, 20%. Team Sharp Entry 1, at the start of the battle, everyone gets critical hit rate +1. Team Sync Regen, after you use your sync move, every single time, everyone will get a gradual healing regen effect. Vigilance protects you from getting hit by critical hits, and 2 tiles for powering up her sync move. Now, let me discuss this very quickly first. She has Vigilance, and support sync pairs, very, very recommended, give them Vigilance. So she has Vigilance at 3 out of 5, and she has Sing. And what Sing does is it puts an opponent to a sleep. One opponent, one move gauge. Sing, unfortunately, has a very low accuracy stat. And to make Sing work, you have to give her, or give a Sing pair that has Sing, a passive skill or a lucky skill using yours crunchy lucky cookies or deluxe lucky cookies called Troublemaker 1. If you're curious, if you're not familiar with that, it only doubles the chances. It doubles the chances of making status conditions or moves that inflict status conditions hit the opponent. Double accuracy. But take note that these things should be 0 damage. So for moves like Nuzzle, which make the opponent paralyzed but damage the opponent, this will not work. So this will only work with it like Hypnosis, Sing, Stun Spore, Sleep Powder, Poison Powder. Do we even have Poison Powder in the game? Toxic, and Will-O-Wisp, and so on and so forth. Just moves that deal no damage to the opponent. This is how Troublemaker 1 works. Flinching is not a status condition. Confusion is not a status condition. So, Supersonic, I don't think we have that in the game as a Confuse Ray. Do we have that in the game? I think we do. But I don't think Troublemaker 1 works there, but I might be wrong. So, that's that. So now that we have Vigilance at 3 out of 5, we can safely give her Troublemaker 1 as a lucky skill. And you know, we already have a sync pair with Sing. And that is, whatchamacallit, that is Elio. And Elio is a very, very nice sync pair to do Sleep Chain with. And not only does she have Elio's kit, technically, Elio can max out. I'm not sure if you can hear that, guys, but there's a band playing downstairs. It's kind of distracting me right now, but I'm gonna continue. So Elio, what makes her different from Elio is that Elio can, I think Elio can raise critical hit rate, but you have to like make the opponent fall asleep, and then you have to attack sleeping opponents. Kind of a little bit hard to do that, and then you have to get specific tiles in his grid. Elio can also raise attack stats of allies, which Melony does not do unless you get all ramped up 1, raises special attack. But I think Elio can also raise the physical attack stat, but again, I might be wrong. But then not only does she have like some of Elio's best things, but she also has the best of Fall Caitlyn, which basically brings in the physical damage reduction and special damage reduction. And the problem with Caitlyn is that you have to time your sync move properly if you want to defend against a specific attack of the opponent. Like, if you want to defend against the sync move of the opponent, you have to really time it before the sync move, or else there's always a chance that your shields will not make it until the opponent's sync move, or so on and so forth. Melony, you can time your Gmax resonance at anytime you want, because it's a max move, it's not a sync move, and you can use max moves at any time without a move gauge requirement, without anything. And one more thing is that your shields, your passive skills, extend these shields until probably the opponent's second sync. I'm not sure about this one, but it really extends your shields until a longer time. But keep note, guys, some opponents use irritating moves before their sync move. So for example, I think it's Bruno likes to use Brick Break, and I don't think there's an opponent that uses Defog yet. Take note that Brick Break destroys shields. So if you time your G-Max Resonance, then the opponent uses Brick Break, well, goodbye shield. So take note of that, be careful when you use it. But other than that, Melony is a very good sync pair, in the sense that it combines the best out of a lot of roles. Elio, very hard to Elio sing, sleep chaining, Fall Caitlin's shields with one max move, and then the two of them are very difficult to, I mean, Fall Caitlin cannot raise critical hit rate, Elio's critical hit rate increases are very difficult to do. Melony just easily does that. So Melony, a very nice sync pair. Unfortunately, she is a spotlight. But let's get discussing that later. Now let's talk about their grid. And as you might see over here, her grid is 1 out of 5, you get everything. No problem. 2 out of 5, you can, you know, in my opinion, she gets everything at 1 out of 5. I was saying how Sing needs a little bit of accuracy buff, aside from, you know, if the opponent has increased their evasiveness, Sing might actually miss. So with Sing accuracy plus 10 over here, plus Troublemaker 1, you're technically guaranteed that Sing will never miss. Never miss. And that's a very good thing, except if the opponent has Wide Awake. 2 out of 5, I got an accuracy Sing plus 10 as well as an accuracy plus 5 over there, not exactly needed. We got Ice Beam Move Gauge Refresh 3 as well as G-Max Resonance Power plus 100, as well as a Trainer Move MP Refresh so that we can max out our critical hit rate as well as special defense. Now 3 out of 5, we get Ting Simp Regen. So when you use a sync move, you get to give everyone's regen effect. We got Trainer Move MP Refresh again. We got Vigilance. And we got Recuperation 1 so that we get to heal some HP on our own when you use our sync move. And again, Sing's accuracy is 45. We just give her an accuracy plus 5 so that we get to... Let me check, guys. I think Sing is accuracy 45. Yes, 45 accuracy for Sing. So that, you know, 50% accuracy plus Troublemaker 1 is technically guaranteed to land. And we only got the accuracy plus 10 for Sing at 2 out of 5 because there are not exactly a lot of great things to get. She's very self-sufficient. You do not need Hail. You do not need Rain in order to do that. In fact, Hail and the regen from Healing Hail and Refreshing Rain might actually mess your sleep chain a little bit. So I prefer not to get them. So very straightforward grid. I got MP Refresh 2 instead of Sharp Entry 1 because I think that's a little bit better. You get to max out your special defense, but it's up to you. You can also get that. I think this is the only way to go, at least for me, for the grid, guys. Very nice grid for Melony. Very helpful, very efficient. And that's that. No other way to go about this, in my opinion. Alright, let's go back to discussing her kit. So as we have seen, guys, Melony does not exactly need to go past 1 out of 5. 3 out of 5 is good for vigilance, but 1 out of 5 actually has everything. Because 1 out of 5, you already get the accuracy buff for Sing. And that means you can land sleep chains everywhere. And then you also got the shields as well. I guess the only thing that you do not get is a max critical hit rate, because the critical hit rate or the MP refresh of her trainer move, I Won't Hold Back, is a 2 out of 5. But then 1 out of 5, one copy gets you very, very far with Melony and Lapras. That's why I believe that she is very, very worth it. And if you want to scout for her, well, the guaranteed way to get her is 7,500 paid gems. And should you scout for her or not? Maybe we'll go back to that question in a bit. But now, let us take a look back at the timeline of Pokemon of this update. And just a reminder that Victor, Melanie, and GORDIE are ending on October 24. They're gonna be gone on October 24. SYGNA WALLY will be gone before the month ends, before Halloween. And then Fall Iris and Fall Alistair is until November 2. I guess we'll be getting our Datamine somewhere on October 26, 27, 28, somewhere there. And we'll know the new sync pairs. But if you want to scout for Melanie or at least for Victor, you will not be able to have the next Datamine first before Victor comes out. But you know, maybe Pokemon Masters will come up with a trailer that we'll know the next villain arc, and that will probably give us an idea as who to expect in the next update. But that's that. Let us now look at their stats. I did not make a lot of comparisons here because I believe that Melanie is just very straightforward good. And as you can see over here, special defense, Melanie is the highest. In terms of the other stats, not too bad, not extremely good, but not too bad at all across the board. And with the multipliers, as you can see over here as well, nothing. But you need the multipliers. Sleep Chain will help you destroy any stage with ease unless the opponent has the irritating Wide Awake or Lesson Sleep. Well, Lesson Sleep is okay. And you know what? That's actually all my slides for Melanie. I do not exactly compare her damage, compare her abilities, compare her others with other sync pairs because she has everything. She has Elio Sleep Chain. She has Fall Caitlyn's shields. She can raise special defense of everyone. And that's all you need. Or she has the shield, she has everything. She can extend the shields. She can extend safeguard. And that's just about how you want a support to be. Yeah, it's complete. No need to. She's good. She is good. That's the only thing I will say about her. The bad thing is, the worst thing about her is that she is a spotlight scout. And spotlight scouts are permanent. But you know, there are so many spotlight scouts right now. And it's gonna take many months before they update the ticket scout to have Melanie in it. So if you want a very good support sync pair right now, the way to do that is either scout for her banner. I highly suggest that you only scout 3 times on the non-paid banner, unless you are convinced you're converted to scouting for her in this video, which if you did, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Or by going the paid route, 7,500 paid gems. And not only that, but you also get enough custom 5-star power-ups to make her 6-star EX. Free 6-star EX. Imagine that. And what do you get 6-star EX support? Double sync buff. And what is a sync buff? Well, watch the tutorial, Victory Road tutorial to help you with that. But it technically, raises the damage of everyone per sync buff. So, in terms of comparing the sync pairs in this update, guys, I believe Melanie stands way, way, way high in my list. The only thing that brings Melanie down is that she's a Spotlight Scout. Other than that, aside from that, if I were to rank a Melanie in this list, it will either be top 1, top 2, or top 3. She's that good. SYGNA WALLY, yes, brings in Fairy Zone, debuffs the opponent. With B, Dazzling Gleam brings in, the rebuff, Fairy type rebuff. GORDIE, yes, brings in the Fire type rebuff. The first Rock type tech sync pair that can 6-star EX. That means Rock type nuke damage. Victor, yes, Piercing Gaze. Or rather, Piercing Blows, not Piercing Gaze. AoE, max move, and then, 5 out of 5. But we got a lot of grass types, and we got a lot of ground types now. I'm not exactly too keen on Victor's kit. In fact, if that was Cinderace instead, I might have a completely different judgment of him because I love Score Bunny line, Sass. Fall Iris, very, very good poison type tech sync pair that brings in Fairy Poison Zone as well as AoE special defense reduction, which Fall Iris is actually very high in my list as well. Fall Alistair, RNG. The top sync pairs that I will recommend in this update is actually Melanie and Fall Iris. The others, not too much, I guess, because we already have enough to deal with those things. So Melanie, very, very high in my list. Should you scout for her? Should you not? Let me know in the comment section. I leave the description or the discussion to you, but overall, you should scout for your faves instead of the meta. I know a lot of you like Melanie. I personally not too hot about Melanie. I like Melanie, but not too hot about Melanie. But I like G-Max Lapras a lot because I've been battling a lot of opponents in Sword and Shield and they use G-Max Lapras and it's just irritating. The G-Max Resonance is just irritating as heck, and that's why I like Lapras' kit. At least in this game, because that's gonna bring in some irritating shields for the opponent. So, again, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Are you scouting or skipping her? Personally, I'm scouting. If you're curious, I'm aiming for 1 copy. I'm just gonna get the 7,500 paid gems one. And as for the 3 non-paid multiples, I'm gonna save up some gems first after Victor. Let's do Victor first. I got completely shafted with another sync pair yesterday. I don't want to talk about it. And it's really, really pissing me off. I do not have Wally at 5 out of 5 yet. I do not have another sync pair at 5 out of 5 yet. So I'm budgeting my gems right now. So that's that. And if you need to have a recount of your gems, this is the video that you should be looking for. Some people have been asking me to make a video of how many gems can we get before Ash disappears. I'm gonna make a video of that as well, so stay tuned for that. And one more thing, if you're watching this as a premiere, today is the last day of SYGNA Suit, Aura Cynthia, as well as Thunderbolt Red. And I haven't gotten Aura Cynthia in my baby account yet. So this is the last day you can scout for them. If you've been watching this as a replay and you're late, well, goodbye, they're gone. Hopefully you got them, guys. But that's that. That is my scout or skip video for Melony and Lapras. I hope you found this helpful. And again, a sub to the channel would be very much appreciated. Join us in our journey to 10k subs. As well as don't forget to hit the thumbs up, as that simple gesture can really help the channel grow and get this to the YouTube algorithm, which is messed up as heck. That said, thank you to all my awesome members who have been showering gift memberships to my other people. Thank you to Shadowphil as well as Jeremy for the awesome support. And thank you to the others for enjoying your time in this channel. Hopefully, you guys have fun and become members as well. Like these people, thank you once again to my awesome Master Ball member, Shadowphil, who's almost 2 years. Thank you, Marokman. Thank you, Aryan. Thank you, Tacman and Agent Splatoon. Thank you, Nick, or Alcin. Thank you, Roy. Thank you, Luca. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, Sasri Ambrion. Thank you, Marcella. You guys have been supporting me for over a year, with almost 2 years for Alcin as well. Thank you, Lance Nice, Iwis, Tatsuya Golds, Apsaras Gaming, and Technic for the support. If you guys want to join in, help out the channel grow as well, and help support my PC upgrade as well as Shaft's sus. Become a member of my channel by clicking on the join button down below, or sending a super thanks or a super chat, or becoming a patron, or sending me a coffee in the description. Links are there. But with that said, this is Sol, also known as SPL Gamma, also known as Spatial Gamma, also known as Grunt, Yardis Team Skull Grunt, and Gengar. We'll see you in the next video.